Hi Year 13s. In this video I'm just going to quickly go over a little bit about the forecast graph, and we need this obviously for making predictions, so we're moving into that section. And so for graph type you'll need to have forecast selected there. And so what this graph shows is we've got our raw data, so that's our black line. We've got what's called historic predictions here. That's essentially the fitted model from, say, this graph here, the recomposition graph, that green line going through, the trend plus seasonal. They've kind of just called it something different here in this section. So that's a model, or what we expect to happen. And we also have a red line here for predictions. So this graph, at this point here, that we reach the end of our data. So in our data set, we don't have any data beyond February of 2012. So that's that last data point there. Everything beyond this is a prediction into the future. And so this red line gives us kind of the specific predicted values, but we also have this pink shaded area. Now what this pink shaded area does is it gives us an idea of the accuracy of our prediction. So it's kind of like our 95% confidence interval. We're 95% confident that our prediction, or the true value, will be within this kind of range. So if we're predicting for here, that's August 2012, we're confident it's going to fall between this value and this value, because when we make predictions into the future, we don't know whether we're going to be 100% accurate, and so we've got an estimate, but there's a bit of inaccuracy there, but so we have a 95% confidence interval range there. Now, so you'll need to get this graph into your document. Now you'll also need to tick this box here for forecast output. And so basically what this does is it gives us the predicted values for the next 2 years. And so you'll remember right at the beginning of your write-up in your problem section, you referred to 2 years, how you'd be able to make predictions for the following 2 years. And this is what this table shows. Now, because this data is monthly and there's 12 months in every year, we have 24 future predictions, as it predicts for the following 24 months beyond the data. You may be dealing with quarterly data, which in that case yours will look a bit smaller because you'll only have kind of 8 rows there, because there's 4 quarters in a year, so obviously 8 quarters in the following 2 years. And so in terms of the future predictions, we have these 3 columns here. This one here, prediction, gives the predicted value, so these match up with our red line going through there. So the values on the red line we can read from the prediction section. The min and max, these values here, so min, they are the values along the edge of this pink shaded region. So that gives us the lower value, or the lowest we would expect the value to be in the month that we're looking at. And of course the max, that gives us the upper. So in this case, we're dealing with data that finishes in February 2012. And so if we were at that point and predicting for, say, the following month, we're going to predict that the number of filled jobs is going to be 1.9584 million, which we might round that a little bit. But essentially, we're going to expect it to, we're not 100% sure that it's going to be that, but we're pretty confident it's going to be between the 1.9357 and 1.9784. And so you've got examples on the website of how to talk about that. And so use the examples to help you. Hopefully this graph makes a little bit more sense. And you will need to make 2 predictions. So you will need to choose 2 rows, 2 future time periods to predict for.